Hello, and thank you so much for taking the time out to listen. Today, I titled this message, Your Lying Partner Who Blames Others. Your lying partner who blames others. It is very easy to be convinced that an incident that has taken place was due to someone else hurting, manipulating, blaming, shaming, controlling your partner. Because your partner comes to you and tells you, this is what Jane did. This is what the sales clerk did. This is what the consultant did. This is what this person did that upset me. And you who love your partner, you who trust your partner, you who just the other day had a really nice experience in the bedroom, will believe just about anything your partner says. I ran into a situation, didn't mean to, but I ran into a situation that was taking place because I was trying to help. Okay? The individual who I was talking to said that she needed A, B, and C. I can't get into details, but you can just continue to listen. So I say, okay, I'm going to help you with A, B, and C. Because, once again, I'm just trying to help. By the time it was all said and done, her partner didn't know certain things about her requests because she didn't bother to tell him. And these things that she wanted cost more money. So what she did was she told him what she felt she could say to him that would look like it was my doing and not necessarily her doing. Somebody, you were told one story about a situation. You got upset with the person or people that's supposed to be helping because your partner said, your partner lied, your partner convinced, your partner persuaded, your partner left out details, your partner told lies of omission. I mean, I don't have to tell you everything, do I? Because I just want certain things. And besides, if I told you all the details, you probably won't give me everything that I want. And I'm tired of arguing with you about this. So here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to make it look alike. And then maybe if I make it look alike, I'll be able to get a discount, get a hookup, get a buy one, get one. You know, you got to be wary of people like this. These sorts of individuals are so clever, so they think. Some individuals, they've been around for a long time. They got their partner, spouse, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend so convinced that they never tell a lie, that it's always about that other person. But I'm telling some folks today, you better start thinking back. You better start thinking back on how your partner got you involved with all sorts of things, didn't he or she? Pulled you into this mess and that mess, and you didn't get all the details. You just showed up angry, ready to cuss somebody out, ready to fight somebody, ready to take somebody's head off, all because of what your partner told you. And sometimes behind the partner, it's that controlling mother. Come on, somebody better get that book. Tell me, mother, you're sorry. Woo! Just after a Mother's Day holiday. Woo! And here she is, working her magic. There's somebody who got somebody else behind them who's pulling the puppet strings. And that partner who doesn't know, doesn't think deeply, assumes that the person who they love, who they sleep with, who they do all these cool things, save, invest, build, create, would never tell you a story. But they do. They do. How could I convince her partner, who was mad at me, and I didn't know what all she told him, and he's sitting up here talking about, you're lying. I said, whoa, hold up. Don't tell me that I'm lying. You better go back and talk to her. Let me tell you what she said. And I broke it down. By the time it was all said and done, he calmed himself down and got off the phone. See, I got to tell some of you all that there are those who you suspect are shady. Ooh, you love them, you care for them. Like I said, you invested, build, created with these folks, but they're shady. At the end of the day, they've been telling lies. Some of them were white lies and you dismissed those lies, but others were biggies. And lately, with all of this stuff that's been going on, woo, people trying to get whatever they can get from whomever. And they're trying to get the hookups, the buy ones, the discounts, the whatever. And in the process of doing that, there's the story that they're telling the business. And then there's the story that they're leaving out when they're talking to you. There's the story that they tell you about the paper that they filled out or didn't fill out, the paper that they turned in or didn't turn in, and you question them on it, and they say, oh, yeah, I did. They must have lost the paperwork or something, you see? The stories they tell. And when a victim does this sort of thing to an abuser, Lord Jesus, the abuser will physically assault that victim. That's why they feel so motivated to not tell the whole story a lot of times, because they don't want to get their butt kicked. But excuse me who's trying to help somebody out, I don't want to get my butt kicked either. And so, if you don't want your dearly beloved to be put in jail or put 6 feet deep, I suggest you better tell him the truth or don't bring him over to, our establishments. We just want to help people. Some folks need to warn some people. Look, here's what I told them, and here's why I told them this. And is it possible if you could, let somebody know if you're going to tell a lie, if you're going to leave out details, give me a heads up. You see, God spoke into my spirit and told me to tell some of you all that even when it comes to your partners, especially those that are not committed in the least bit, we're just hanging out. We're just getting to know each other. We're just enjoying the early part of the dating relationship. You better pay attention very closely to those white lies that they say, especially when it comes to their health these days. Jesus. What's that cough? Oh, it's just my allergies. You better make sure that that's what it is and not something else before you go sleeping with this person. I know we all have our needs, but nowadays, our needs aren't that important to end up having tubes up our nose. We got, once again, people who think that God's not paying attention. There's so much that's happening in the spiritual realm. I can feel it, especially when it comes to couples. There are those conversations that you have and you're hoping somebody's telling the truth. Remember, we speak truth on this channel. We talk truth. Those conversations that you want to have and you're hoping for the best. And then it turns out that I'm coming away from this conversation and somebody's not being forthright. Somebody is not telling the truth. Somebody is just exaggerating, covering up, or dragging things out. Somebody's trying to manipulate a situation. They say one thing, but they do something else. Somebody is about self. Self, 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 and more self. Am I talking about somebody's partner? It's okay. Your secret's safe with me. But I'm just saying that, do you really want to go all the way with this person? Do you really want to sign your name next to this person on a business venture? Do you really want to have a loan with this person? Do you really want this person to be driving your automobile? Do you really want to be having a lease arrangement agreement with a person like this? Those that have, oh yes, there are those who have committed to people like this, who only told you part of the story over the years or brought you into situations and your head was hurting for days behind all of what they brought you into. They had so much unnecessary stress in their relationships, whether they talked about it or didn't talk about it. After a while, some of these individuals, they did not like their partners. Okay, as quiet as it's kept. I'm just tolerating this woman. I'm just dealing with this man. I'm just taking each day, one day at a time. I'm not happy with this person. I saw the unhappiness all around me. There were people who were putting up Facebook postings left and right, one while there, with two smiling faces. But meanwhile, come on, the eyes are the window to the soul. And these days, with all these masks on people's mouths, I can see eyes, and I can see beyond eyes, and I can see that there's a lot of folks that I don't even want to say hi to, because to say hi even is open a Pandora's box, or how are you, oh Lord? You see, these couples are fighting with each other. Some right out there in the public, and others behind closed doors, and others, there are no words spoken because they don't want to argue. But ooh, on the inside, they're cussing and fussing. This lying, no good son of a, I'm so tired of losing money, losing hours behind this person. I'm so sick of this man coming up with just another excuse to take my money. I am so tired of this person. Oh my goodness, Lord, can you help me right now? And the Lord wants to help many of you all in these situations if you would just simply be honest with yourself and honest with the one true God. He understands that you don't want to put your business out there in the street. And some of you all, you don't even have your partners any longer, but this does trigger some memories. They start drama. Some of these are nothing more than individuals who go out and they are troublemakers. They're not peacemakers. They will say they're about peace. They will say they're about the Lord. They will say that they're about getting issues resolved. But a lot of these individuals are troublemakers, and those that have left, troublemakers. They go out and they want something and they do things in such a way that are manipulative, cunning. They won't say all of what they did in order to get certain things or to get people to react or respond. All they want you to know is their side of the story, how they feel, how this person angered them, how this person didn't help them. Then you, not knowing all the details, you show up trying to be the big bad wolf, trying to be the one that saves the damsel in distress, and you looking silly because everybody's saying, see, you don't know her like I know her. See, this one learned from the best when it came from lying and, being manipulative and crazy making and whatever else to get one's way. And I said, I could either do the right thing with what I know or do the wrong thing. And what I do is I expose the wrongdoing, the troubled. They have their excuses. Some of them, you feel sorry, you're empathetic. But at the end of the day, wrong is still wrong, though. You see. Oh, I see why you do that, because you got the controlling husband or the controlling wife. Okay. But you're not going to sit up there and put my life in danger because you don't want to anger this person. You see, you're not going to put the people who I work with in danger because you want to manipulate a situation and make it look like we did something to hurt you. you see. Victims who don't want to be survivors or victors know how to play the system. They know how to cry. They know how to stress people out. They know how to talk around in circles after circles after circles. And all the while, what is this going to do? Some folks say, well, what is all this game playing, mind manipulating, controlling is really going to do? In the short term, they're going to get what they want because they know that you're not going to keep going around and around with them. You're going to say, okay, fine, here. Somebody hook this woman up, give her a discount. Just go ahead on, give him the free thing so he can get out of our store. Because he's talking about his wife and what she said and we have a business to run. We don't have time to be arguing with these people who might be a little on the mental side, you see. And meanwhile, she got all her faculties. He knows what he's doing. He's strong-arming someone. She was sitting in the car telling him, this is what I want you to say. This is what I want you to do. This is what I told them. Meanwhile, leaving out some other details. So you just go in there. Now, we're going to talk about the dangerous side of something that seems so petty, right? Oh, this woman, this man who's doing all of this, a little white lie here or there. Some of us, we've been guilty of it. What's so dangerous about it? Well, see, the Lord put in my spirit how there have been times where those women, as well as men, who have walked out of a store, walked out of somebody's house, walked out of a church, walked out of a workplace and sat with a partner and ran their mouths, beat their partner's ears to death to get them to react, not be diplomatic, not be professional, but I need a reaction because I'm angry because I didn't get what I wanted. And if I keep talking about it enough, you're going to get up and you're going to do something just to shut me up. And you know what some who are not wrapped too tight did? They got out of cars. They popped open trunks. They pulled out guns. Okay? It all started with something that was supposed to be simple. It was going to be one of those things where, you know what? Let's just go to another store because we can't get what we want. Or, you know what? Forget it. We're having a tough time right now. You, partner, lack of sleep, probably hungry. We can just deal with this tomorrow. No, we're not. You're going to take care of this right now. And so somebody, once again, going through their personal dramas and traumas, wants to shut somebody up. Love being a motivator. Protecting my beautiful partner. They go out and they commit an act that they regret for the rest of their lives. I am speaking a truth for so many behind bars. Behind bars because a partner started it. Once they came down off of their anger, once the weapon was retrieved, once the court hearings and the sentence was rendered, I was dealing with a nut job. This person put me up to this, got me so angry. A lot of times the person is really angry at the one who's beating their ear to death. They're not really that angry with the person at the store, at the church, at the house, or whatever else. They're more angry at the fact that you brought this to me. But okay, if it's going to make you happy, if it's going to bring peace, if I'm going to be able to get some sleep tonight, I'm going to go deal with this thing. And for some people, they deal with it all right. They deal with it. And some people end up hurt badly or worse, dead. Somebody, once again, I'm talking to you. You love that woman too much. You love that man too much. You love that person so much to the point where you put that person on a throne that is supposed to be reserved for the one true God, a throne that the Lord himself will turn over with your idol in it. Oh, so is this what you do? I'm the one who gave you breath in your body, a heartbeat, eyes to see, legs to walk, arms to move, hands to hold. And you are willing to make someone else's life miserable because your partner doesn't like that person, because your partner got issues with everybody. Come on, let's just look at the track record. I look at some of the track records of some relatives. Got into it with the ex-girlfriend. Got into it with the mother-in-law. Got into it with the sister-in-law. Got into it with the brother-in-law. Got into it with the co-workers. Come on, I'm speaking somebody's truth. Got into all these messes, arguments, fussing, fights. Got into it even with some folks that they were cheating and creeping with while they were still married. Got a long track record of dramas and traumas and managed to manipulate situations, even now, with what they think are the unsuspecting. And the gullible, the naive, the just downright, let's just say foolish, goes along with people like this. Lord Jesus. And then people like this know how to, of course, convince children of all. Children who cannot think on a deep level. Children who are not wise. Children who do not bother to do research or connect the dots or do too much of anything. Children who grow up and they are looking at everybody else as bad. You're bad for telling the truth about the family. You're bad for going out there and, making things difficult when my mother or my father shows up at your workplace or at the business or wherever else and wants their way. You see? So now you got children, sons and daughters, that are going to go out there and try to defend while offending. That's my 50-some, 70-some, 80-some year old mother. And you people are so terrible. Oh, and meanwhile, all of that's right there is just so that that person who approached you can get what they want. Some of these businesses, especially during tough times like these, need to just go all in with their policies. Some folks who every time you turn around, they got an issue. We're not going to handhold. We're not going to give you the hookup. We gave you how many discounts? How much favor did we give you? We're not giving you any more discounts or favors. You're manipulative. You're lying. I know some of you all, you wish you could say something like that, right? I keep seeing her face. All she doing is getting free food. And the managers are so scared of the family that they keep giving her and the family free food. Meanwhile, you're stealing from the business, Every time I turn around, he comes up here and he wants to strong arm. He starts threatening everybody. He starts yelling. He starts talking about he going to take somebody, take somebody out there in the parking lot. Then he going to take somebody to court and these spoiled brats, the Lord will deal with them if you let him, if you stop acquiescing. These people who continue to put on all these fronts about how big, bad, and tough they are, watch how they start crying when you call the police, when they start getting all nervous. They'll stop coming and bothering you and everybody else on your team. If somebody would just go, you know what, I'm not going to have this argument today. Go over there, get your cell phone, call the police. What? Call the police. We're not going to do this no more. Some folks want to keep stalking people, keep showing up. Well, it's time to get a license for a concealed weapon. And then you just kind of show that shirt. Pull that shirt back a little bit. Yeah. See, I am that one. I have the Bible in one hand and because you see, this is the type of thing that makes people upset time and time again. This is the type of thing that, if you're going to keep on playing these sorts of games with folks and bringing them into the dramas and traumas, some, not all, then there's a consequence. There's a consequence for that sort of behavior. I don't want to be the messenger, once again, of bad news, but I got to go there. Somebody, if you don't open up your eyes to the manipulators, to the liars sooner rather than later, you're going to keep on getting played until you're the one that hurts more than anyone else. You're the one that ends up in the hospital with stress, with ulcers, with headaches that just can't seem to go away. You're the one that's going to keep on fighting these battles for folks that started the dramas, that long been caught up in abusive relationships. We still got them, even in my own family. Decades of abuse, emotional, physical, sexual, what have you. And yet they do present themselves as being level-headed. They do present themselves as thinking that they know so much when in fact they don't. You see, there are various sides to different people. They've got various personalities. We call that dissociative disorder, how they can just disassociate to be the great person around you. The victim who's going through, the damsel in distress, the daughter of the divorced parent, the son who has the 80, 90, 100 plus year old mother or father. Can you please? I don't know what's happening. I don't have enough money. Can you help? Oh gosh, there's so much going on in my life right now. And I'm taking care of and whoever they throw in. Wake up, the Lord, He sees. Someone told me, they said that if you want to make God laugh, tell Him what your plans are. And some of these folks, that's what they've done. They've sat up there and they said, well, Lord, please give me favor because I'm about to go up into this store and I need you to help me with. And then they go in there and they start telling lies. Okay. Lord, I need your favor right now. Can you help me with this thing and that one? And now they've got to bring the son and the daughter and everybody's telling lies now. Oh, I've been going through so much, Lord. Oh, put your hands on me. Help me, Jesus, right? He gonna help you, all right. He gonna help you right into a place of judgment. Because you cannot keep getting away with some things. We've got, once again, individuals who believe that they are righteous, that they are true, that they are honest because they, gave their souls over to of Jesus years ago or maybe months ago, that they're going to be okay, but yet they're still doing messed up things. They're still telling lies on applications. They're still going up to people and asking them for things that they know that they really don't need, but they're going to go and give them to someone else who really doesn't need. Or they're going to get some things and they're going to sell those things to get some money to feed their habits. Meanwhile, telling their partner, I am off of that. I don't mess with that. Oh, I'm just being faithful. I haven't cheated on you in years. Meanwhile, they just cheated not that long ago. But it's hard to believe someone when they've got the tears in their eyes, Or I should say, no, it's easy to believe someone when they got the tears in their eyes, but not so easy to believe them when they're looking at you angry, right? And being mean and all that. So that victim is the actor or actress. That one who doesn't want to get in trouble knows how to say, oh no, that wasn't me. They messed up. It was a computer error. No, I took care of that. I don't know what you're talking about. And then they rush and they make a phone call because they know they were supposed to pay for something. You see, but God knows. And sometimes as a partner, you are sounding the alarm on something that's about to happen. It's not happened yet. And they're going to make it look like, no, everything's good. But meanwhile, they know, well, ooh, I'm glad she told me, or I'm glad he brought that up, because now I'm going to go ahead on and take care of it. But you should have took care of it a month ago, 5 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, you see. But there were the lies, once again, and the exaggerations and the cover-ups and the secrets. And once again, getting other family members involved. Look, here's what happened. I told him that I did this. But when you see him next, you just kind of, act like you know this or know that, you see. And once again, the unsuspecting partner don't know the narrative. He don't know what's happening behind the scenes, or she don't know. And those of us who get brought into scripts and we didn't sign up for those scripts, didn't want to be a part of those scripts, didn't even know anything. Come on. We're blindsided when somebody shows up yelling. We're blindsided when somebody starts not talking to us. We're blindsided when we're like, wait a minute, hold up. Where'd you get this information from? And the person who's feeding the information is flipping the script, turning things around and all that because they know we know. I know who the Judases are. Before some folks left out of here, they told me about the vipers in the family. Before some folks left out of here, they told me the stories as to why some relatives didn't deal with other relatives. They warned me, you better protect your family. You better not be over there talking to this one and that one. You be better off to stay out of all that, girl, because there's some doozies, you see. And so when you've been warned from the grave, Lord Jesus, again and again and again, there's no room to be getting caught up with your partner's family. There's no room to be getting caught up in those lies and cover-ups and exaggerations. There's no room to be putting God on some shelf somewhere and then using up the rest of the space to put everybody else. God is front and center. God is the only one that's on that shelf. It's not going to be the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, and everybody else that this manipulative person brought into the story. Why would they go to such extreme levels? I'm glad some of you all asked. They go to all these extreme levels because, one, we got some narcissists. Once again, the narcissist wants to save face. The narcissist is about self, about what I look like, about how people view me, and everything else, right? So they're going to jump through hoops to tell a story, okay? They will also do this sort of thing because they know if you got that type of personality that's strict, that's controlling, that's influential, that's mean even, they don't want to be on your bad side. They don't want to do it. So they're going to tell that son or that daughter or the mother or the father, whoever, don't say this, tell them this, you see. And then, of course, they'll jump through hoops like this because, well, it's worked. The lies, the cover-ups, the secrets for years have worked. You never bothered to do research. You never bothered to open up a checkbook. You never bothered to look into an account. You never asked any questions. You never follow them where they claim they go every day. You never talked with some of these so-called people that they know. You just never really bothered to do too much of anything but sleep with that person, take some gifts from that person, help with some bills, watch a movie with this person. You just didn't do your due diligence. And so as long as they know that you're ignorant about some things, they're going to continue to say, it was the sales clerk, it was the minister, it was my brother, it was whoever. And so they get away year after year, holiday after holiday, day after day. It's okay every now and again to check up and see what's really going on. It's okay to just follow up with some family members because you might have been told a story for years. I had matter of fact, I had multiple family projects, and I got to talk to some folks who was willing to go on record about some things, as well as tell me some things off the record, you see. And when they told me, a lot of times it was warnings. It wasn't, the typical conversations of family history. It was warnings like, listen, let me just say this to you. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm asking questions about, childhood memories and, where they grew up and all that. And then the next thing you know, it was like God just turned some conversations around. They said, you see, the reason why, and then the next thing you know, here's this explanation as to why they don't deal with certain people. You see? And when you're growing up, you don't see things. Matter of fact, when you're going off to schools, right? Colleges and universities or whatever, you're so busy concerned with what is going on in your life at the time to build you up that you don't ask questions. You go along with whatever these partners say. But then I started thinking. And when I started thinking, then I started asking questions. And then when I was asking questions, God opened up a Pandora's box and said, listen to these other things that you're going to learn from this person. And for some of you all, you haven't bothered to do any of it. You just take what people say and that's it. Some folks say, well, I'm too tired for all of that. Well, if you're not dealing with people like that, then of course you don't need to be concerned. But if you are that one that's still taking money off of somebody, that person's still taking care of you in some kind of way, that person is still in your bed, that person is still, doing something connected to you, you need to be asking questions. You need to follow up. You shouldn't be that one when you already suspect that they got a whole history of not being forthright, honest, whatever, or you yourself have been lied to time and time again. No, I can't believe you. Well, if we don't have trust and we don't have a relationship and all that, we still got a relationship for a little bit, for an opportune time for me to do something else, you see. So I'm trying to empower some people because I'm tired of people sitting up there smiling in photographs and talking with extended relatives or what have you, like they're so honest and true, and names being spit out and folks taking things and turning them around for whatever they hope to gain. Trying to stay close to people's pockets, trying to get just one more thing from some people. I wish some folks would be so enlightened. I wish some folks would enlighten their children, not about the righteous, not about the prophets and prophetesses that God has anointed and appointed, but you need to be opening up your children's eyes to the generations of manipulators, the new breed, the ones that learn from their fathers and mothers, and tell them to keep away. Well, I thank you as always for taking time out of your busy schedule to listen. You've been listening to YouTube Interim Enterprise 7. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment. We do welcome giving on this channel. Thanks in advance. If you want to reach out, my email is NichollMcGuire@gmail.com. Blessings to you.